Hi everyone, it's Linnea for LDRS Creative with a quick how-to video using the Christmas Floral Kit from HSN. This kit includes a 4x6 stamp set, layering stencils, a 4-piece of layering stencils, and a die. Now the fun thing about this Christmas floral stamp is that all 5 of these images stamp together, and then you can use the stencils to color blend and add color together. And then you can even use just this one single die to cut out those 5 images. One die will cut 5 images. It's really fun, and it's a really quick and easy way to add some color and some nice Christmas florals to your projects. I'm going to be making a holiday themed card, but stay tuned to the end because I'm going to show you how you can use this Christmas floral kit to create some cards that are not necessarily Christmas or wintry. I'm going to start by ink blending. So I'm using a stamping platform just so that I can nestle my stencils into the left corner. This is my preferred method of doing layering stencils, but I'm going to show you here that these layering stencils from LDRS Creative have the etched lines, so you can line them up with the stamps. You can see those etches in the stencil here. So you don't have to do this. You don't have to put these in the corner of a mat or your stamping platform or anything. You can just eyeball them and line them up if that's how you prefer to stencil. In addition, don't forget that there is that coordinating stamp set that goes with these stencils. So you can stamp first and then stencil, or you can stencil first and then stamp, or you don't even have to add the stamp if you don't want to. You can kind of go for a no edge coloring look. So I have stencil 1A, and I've lined that up over a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to come in with some LDRS Creative Hybrid ink here and just do a light layer of green ink. I'm using Olive Branch as my base color and just adding some light so that I can make sure that I'm getting that ink into all of the nooks and crannies, especially as I get down onto these 2 lower pieces of greenery here. They have a lot of fine detail, so I want to make sure that I'm getting ink into all of the corners, and I have found that a circular motion for blending does that the best. I want to make sure that I come in from all sides of this stencil so that I don't miss any areas. Once I have finished up with the first stencil, I'm going to just pull that stencil up, leaving my paper in place, and I will grab stencil 1B and use a slightly darker shade of ink. This time I'll use 4-leaf ink, and I'll add the second layer to the greenery. Remember to use the etched lines in the stencil so that you can perfectly line up the second layer. And then I'm going to come in with that ink, and again in a circular motion, adding the second layer of green so that these are going to have some nice shadows. You'll see me here occasionally lifting my stencil. I want to make sure that my inks are contrasting so that you can really see the dimension and make sure that there's enough color difference there. Now I will move on to stencil 2, and this is 2A, so this is going to be the florals. I'm going to use a couple shades of red. I'm just going in again with my first layer of red. This is kind of a pinky red, and I'm always blending in those little circles, making sure that I'm getting the ink into all of those areas. Then I'll remove that stencil and I'll bring in my final layer. This is 2B, and I'm going to ink blend with a second shade of red, a little bit darker. Now remember, I said that these Christmas florals don't have to be just for Christmas. I think this would be really pretty if you did these with maybe pinks or yellows or blues, and so these wouldn't necessarily have to be holiday flowers. Now I have the 4x6 Christmas floral stamps, and I'm stamping second this time. You can stamp and then ink blend, and that might actually help you line up your stencils, but I wanted to show you how fun these Christmas florals look without the stamped outline. So I decided to stamp second. All I did was just line up that stamp right over the top. It's one stamp for all 5 flowers, and then I stamped with black ink, and now I have the one die. You can see how this is going to line up perfectly, and I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine, just using a bit of tape to hold this die in place. And after these images are cut, you're going to see how one stamp one die, cut out all 5 individual pieces. This is a really fun concept, and I love how simple it is to get a variety of images with just a few simple steps. Now let's build a card. I have a piece of green cardstock that I have added some gold ink spatters to. I stamped a sentiment from the Christmas Floral stamp set, and I just hand cut that. This was very easy to cut around. I call it bubble cutting. Just kind of add that little white shadow around the sentiment. I stamped and stenciled some extra pieces so that I could create a wreath using just 2 of the floral images, but you could use all 5 if you wanted to. I'm going to arrange these in a little circular wreath, and then I will adhere them with foam tape and also add my sentiment to the middle with foam tape. This was so easy and so simple to put together, but I love the elegant look of those Christmas florals, stamps and stencils together. Now I'm going to show you some ways that you can use the Christmas Florals stamps, dies, and stencils to create some cards that are not necessarily holiday themed. Here I used that stamp and I just turned it and stamped all over the background of a card to create a pattern paper look, and then I created some purple flowers and just added a "You Are So Beautiful" sentiment at the bottom. This would be a great encouragement card to send to a friend. Next, I took some of those Christmas florals and I used some gold heat embossing before ink blending and created a sympathy card. So here you can see how wonderful this Christmas Florals stamp set is with the stencils and the die, and I love that you can use these products to make a variety of cards. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again soon. Bye!